I smiled as I stepped into my in-laws' house, the scent of pine and cinnamon instantly putting me in a festive mood. "Merry Christmas, everyone," I said, setting down the gifts. "Merry Christmas, Tom," my father-in-law said with a grin, patting my shoulder. "Right on time as always." Elizabeth followed behind, her heels clicking on the hardwood floor. "Merry Christmas," she murmured, barely meeting my eyes. I frowned. Something felt off. "What's wrong?" I whispered as we hung our coats. "Nothing," she replied, brushing past me. Dinner started cheerfully enough. My mother-in-law fussed over the turkey while Sarah, my sister-in-law, kept nudging me with sly smirks. "You look tense tonight, Tom," she whispered, eyes darting to Elizabeth. "I'm fine," I said, forcing a smile. Elizabeth barely touched her plate. She kept glancing at her phone, her thumb swiping obsessively. "Elizabeth, is everything okay?" I asked, leaning closer. She sighed. "I'm just tired. Long day at work." I wanted to believe her. I really did. But there was a coldness in her tone that made my stomach knot. Sarah leaned over and whispered again, "She's hiding something. I can tell." I frowned at her, warning her with my eyes, but Sarah just shrugged innocently. We moved on to dessert, a beautiful chocolate cake adorned with berries. I tried to lighten the mood. "Remember last Christmas, Elizabeth? You tried to make me eat all the whipped cream in one bite." She chuckled weakly. "Yeah, that was funny." Her laugh didn't reach her eyes. I reached for her hand. "Elizabeth, look at me. Talk to me. What's going on?" She pulled her hand back. My heart thudded painfully. "Tom, I can't do this anymore." "What?" I froze, fork halfway to my mouth. "I've been seeing someone else," she said, voice calm, almost casual. "I want a divorce." The fork clattered to the plate. I blinked, unable to comprehend her words. "What? How are you joking, right?" Elizabeth shook her head. "I'm serious. It's been going on for months." Sarah's smirk widened, her eyes glinting with mischief. "Told you she had secrets," she whispered. "No," I whispered, voice breaking. We promised each other." Elizabeth shrugged. "Promises don't mean much if we're not happy." "I can't stay, Tom." I felt my chest tighten, like someone had slammed a door on my heart. You're leaving me now? During Christmas?" "I've made up my mind," she said, standing abruptly. "I'm sorry. I really am." My world tilted. I wanted to scream, to beg, to do something, anything, but my mind refused to process. I felt betrayed, humiliated, powerless. My father-in-law cleared his throat, oblivious. "Is everything all right, you two?" I opened my mouth to speak, but no words came. Elizabeth didn't even glance at him. "Tom, I think you should understand," she said, grabbing her coat and walking toward the door. I sank into my chair, staring at the cake, the holiday lights, the laughter I thought was mine. "Understand?" I muttered, my voice hollow. "Understand what?" "That my life, is being ripped apart." Sarah leaned closer, whispering, "It's worse than you think." "She's serious." I stared at Elizabeth's retreating back, the air thick with disbelief. My mind raced, anger, heartbreak, humiliation all tangled into a raw, unbearable knot. The room buzzed with oblivion. Everyone else was laughing, passing plates, talking about trivial things. And I was trapped in silence, watching my perfect life shatter in front of me, powerless to stop it. I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, Elizabeth's words played on a loop. "I've been seeing someone else. I want a divorce." I shoved the pillow against my face, trying to muffle the racing thoughts. By morning, I knew I couldn't wait any longer. I picked up my phone and called her. "Elizabeth, we need to talk. Now." There was a pause on the other end. "Tom, I don't think there's anything left to talk about." "There's everything left." I snapped. "How could you do this? Was everything we had meaningless to you?" She exhaled slowly. "It's not meaningless. It's just not enough. I need freedom, Tom. I can't stay married to you. I'm sorry." "Sorry?" I laughed bitterly. "Sorry? That's it? After months of lies, after betraying me in every possible way?" "It's not betrayal if I'm unhappy," she said coldly. My chest tightened. "Unhappy? I gave you everything. And Daniel, this isn't just a fling, is it?" There was a sharp inhale. "Yes, it's real, Tom. But I can't undo it. I don't want to undo it." I slammed my hand on the table. "You're unbelievable. Do you have any idea how much you've humiliated me? How low you've made me feel? Maybe you feel that because you're holding on to something that doesn't exist anymore," she replied calmly, like I was the crazy one. I ended the call and sank into the couch. My mind refused to stop. Daniel. I barely knew the guy, yet he'd infiltrated my life, my marriage, my trust. I imagined him laughing, thinking he was clever while I was left shattered. Rage boiled inside me. I called Mark, my best friend. Mark, I don't know what to do. She's leaving me. And it's not just her. There's some guy, Daniel. She's... Whoa, slow down, Tom, Mark said, calm as always. Breathe. Tell me everything step by step. I ran through the story, shaking with a mix of anger and heartbreak. It's humiliating, Mark. She doesn't even care. She's just done with me. That's rough, man, he said quietly. But you can't let this destroy you. You've got to focus on what you can control. I can't control her, I said bitterly. I can't erase what she's done. No, he agreed. But you can control yourself. Don't act like a victim. Think ahead. Strategize. She's underestimated you if she thinks this ruins you. I ran my hands through my hair. I keep thinking about Daniel, that smug face, how he probably thinks he's won. I want to make them regret it. Both of them. Patience, Tom, Mark warned. Revenge without a plan is just desperation. You've got to be smarter than her, and him. I stared at the wall, imagining Elizabeth laughing with Daniel, plotting their life while mine collapsed. Anger and shame twisted together, making my stomach churn. I felt powerless yet alive with a dangerous clarity. By evening, I forced myself to think rationally. Elizabeth had underestimated me. She thought she could discard me without consequences. Daniel thought he could invade my life and remain untouchable. I made a silent promise. They would see the consequences, but on my terms. Sleep never came that night. I paced the apartment, scribbling notes on my phone. Contacts, resources, weak points, her business, Daniel's ego. My mind raced like a storm, alternating between fury, heartbreak, and the cold calculations of revenge. At one point I muttered to myself, I can't let her win. Not like this. She has no idea what I'm capable of. Mark's voice echoed in my head, control what you can, Tom. Be smarter, not reckless. I finally sat down, gripping a pen and paper, planning my moves. Legal options. Business strategies. Subtle ways to regain leverage. Elizabeth and Daniel would pay, but carefully. No rash moves. Precision. Satisfaction. Karma. By the time dawn broke, I had formed the beginning of a plan. My heart still ached, but the anger had sharpened into purpose. I whispered to the empty apartment, you tried to destroy me. You're about to find out who you really crossed. For the first time since Christmas, I felt a flicker of control and a dangerous, thrilling hope. I stared at my laptop screen and whispered, if I'm going down, it won't be quietly. The company name glowed back at me. Elizabeth's company. Small, private, but profitable. I muttered, you never thought I'd look this closely, did you? I clicked through financial reports, shaking my head. So this is what you've been protecting, I said aloud. Funny how you never mentioned the debt. My phone buzzed. Elizabeth's name. I answered calmly. What do you want? She sounded irritated. You've been distant. Are you avoiding me? I'm just busy, I said. You wanted space. I'm respecting that. She hesitated. Right, well good. That makes things easier. I smiled to myself after hanging up. Keep thinking that. Later that day, I sat across from Rachel in her office. She leaned forward and asked, do you want revenge or do you want control? I want my life back, I said. If revenge comes with it, I won't complain. She nodded. Elizabeth's company isn't as secure as she thinks. With the right moves, you can gain leverage. How? I asked. Quietly, Rachel replied. We do nothing emotional. Everything legal. I exhaled slowly. Good. I'm done being reckless. That night, I called Mr. Carter. You once told me to never ignore an opportunity hidden inside pain. He chuckled. I did. Sounds like you finally understand. I need guidance, I admitted. Business guidance. Then listen carefully, he said. Patience wins wars. Ego loses them. The next few days became routine. I acted indifferent when Elizabeth texted. We'll handle the paperwork later, I replied once. Another time I said, I trust you to be fair. She responded, I appreciate you being mature. I laughed under my breath. You have no idea. I met old contacts for coffee. Remember that favor you owed me? I asked one. He raised an eyebrow. Calling it in now? Yes, I said. No questions. Just introductions. At night I spoke to myself. Don't rush. Watch. Learn. Wait. Rachel called with updates. We're making progress, she said. How much? Enough to matter, she replied. I looked at my reflection and said, you broke me once. You won't do it again. By the end of the week, I closed my notebook and whispered, the plan has started. I watched the stock prices rise slowly on my screen and whispered, one step at a time. Every share I bought in Elizabeth's company felt like reclaiming a piece of myself. My phone buzzed. A message from Elizabeth, dinner tonight? I typed casually, I'm busy. Hit send. She replied immediately, busy again? You've changed. I smirked. I guess I have. Her freedom, her new romance, she flaunted it like a trophy. Part of me ached, but the ache sharpened into focus. Keep thinking you're winning, I muttered. I sent an anonymous email to one of her investors, subtly pointing out a potential error in her latest report. Hours later, I saw her visibly frustrated on a video call. She's cracking, I whispered. Lily, her assistant, was on the call too. I could see her frown at Elizabeth, glancing toward the screen as if sensing someone else's influence. I imagined Lily questioning her loyalty. Good. I leaned back and thought aloud, this isn't cruelty. It's strategy. That evening I met Mark. You look calm, he said. I'm not, I admitted. But I can hide it better. That counts. Mark nodded. She won't see it coming. Every move she makes against you, you're already ahead. I smiled grimly. It feels satisfying. Not just revenge, but control. I need control. Later, I checked the company's emails again. Elizabeth had made a decision on a client contract, one I had subtly influenced through my anonymous tip. The client raised objections and I saw her frustration spike. Yes, I whispered, she thinks she's smart. She's underestimating me. Another message came through Lily. Do you think Elizabeth will handle this okay? I stared at it, amused. Interesting, loyalty shifting already. I typed back, she'll manage. She always does. That night, I caught myself staring at Elizabeth's photo. My chest tightened. I still care, I admitted softly. Then I shook my head. Doesn't matter. That's over. What matters now is what I do next. I plotted small moves. A call here, a tip there, each designed to subtly destabilize her. Nothing overt, nothing traceable. Watching her scramble without knowing why felt electric. I whispered to the empty apartment, you thought I was weak, that I'd crumble. You thought I'd disappear. But I'm here learning, watching, waiting. Rachel called with updates. Your influence is spreading quietly. Lily's starting to doubt her loyalty. Elizabeth's stress levels are noticeable. Perfect, I said. Keep it quiet. Nothing dramatic. I checked my own reflection in the window. You've become dangerous, I muttered. And smart. This isn't just revenge. It's justice. I sent another anonymous tip to an external consultant, prompting Elizabeth to make a hasty decision she'd regret later. Watching her reaction through news updates, I whispered, yes, that's exactly it. Keep moving too fast, Elizabeth. Mark called later. You're changing, Tom. Stronger, sharper. I don't know if I'm stronger, I admitted. Maybe just focused. Focus wins wars, he reminded me. Remember that. I sat back, the screen reflecting my calm exterior. Inside I was a storm, hurt, calculating, relentless. This is only the beginning, I muttered. And you, Elizabeth, have no idea what's coming. I stared at the final documents, my fingers tapping the table. This is it, I whispered. Controlling shares. All of them. Every last piece of her precious company now under my name. The phone rang. Elizabeth. I answered calmly. Yes. Tom, what's happening? Her voice cracked, a mix of panic and disbelief. I've acquired the company, I said evenly. The controlling shares are mine. Effective immediately. There was silence. Then a sharp intake of breath. You can't do that. I built that. You can't. I legally can, I interrupted. Everything above board. No tricks, no loopholes. Just me making decisions you underestimated. She started sobbing. Please, Tom. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I can fix this. I can. You can't, I said softly, but my voice had steel. Not anymore. You gave up your chance months ago. Her silence was deafening. I pictured Daniel at her side, smug, thinking he'd conquered everything. I called his office directly. Daniel Thompson? Your services are no longer required. Effective immediately. Pack your things. There was a pause. What? This. Done? I said. Click. I looked at the screen, watching Elizabeth's empire crumble in real time. My heart raced, but there was also a hollow ache beneath the satisfaction. Revenge felt like a cold blade, sharp, precise, but incapable of filling the emptiness. The doorbell rang. It was Elizabeth, standing in the lobby, clutching her coat, mascara streaked, eyes wide. "Tom, please. I'll do anything." "Oh." "Sit," I said, gesturing to the chair across from me. She hesitated, then sank into it. I didn't think it would come to this. I didn't realize you'd actually take control." "I told you I was underestimated," I replied calmly. Her voice wavered. I can't believe you'd do this to me. After everything?" "After everything, yes. Because of everything," I said. My voice was quiet, but every word was deliberate. "You think manipulation and charm can shield you? They can't. Not with me." She started crying again, tears rolling freely. "Please, I'll give you anything. Just don't ruin me. I beg you, Tom. Don't destroy me." I leaned back, studying her carefully. "I'm not here to destroy you. You've already done that yourself." "But I loved you," she shouted. I made a mistake and Love?" I interrupted, voice steady. "You call this love? Betrayal, lies, and a side affair? That's not love, Elizabeth. That's selfishness." Her face fell. "So, it's over? You're done with me?" "Yes," I said softly. "It's over. And now you've lost control of everything you thought was yours. Daniel is gone. Your board has been restructured. Your influence is gone. You wanted freedom? Now see what that freedom costs." She buried her face in her hands, trembling. You're cruel. How can you?" "I'm just precise," I said. "I didn't rush. I didn't yell. I didn't panic. You did all the work for me. You broke trust, you lied, and you abandoned the marriage. I simply let reality catch up with you." I saw her glance at the floor, finally realizing she had no leverage left. The smug confidence, the manipulations, the arrogance, it was all gone. I felt a strange mixture of triumph and emptiness. Victory tasted hollow when the person you once loved was reduced to tears and desperation. "I hope you understand," I said, voice quiet, almost sad. "This isn't about me enjoying your pain. It's about reclaiming my life. You forced this outcome." She looked up, eyes red and swollen. I understand." I nodded. "Good. That's all I needed to hear." And with that, I turned away, leaving her sitting there, the reality of her collapse pressing down like winter air. The office felt quiet, almost empty. I watched from my desk as Elizabeth walked in, shoulders hunched, trying to mask her panic. "Tom? Can we talk?" she asked, voice low. I didn't look up immediately. "Do you really think there's anything left to say?" She took a hesitant step forward. I made mistakes. I hurt you. I want to make things right." I finally met her gaze. "Make things right? You ruined trust, Elizabeth. You don't get to fix it with words now." Her lips trembled. "Please? I've lost everything. I thought I was untouchable. I didn't think." "You didn't think?" I repeated, calm but sharp. "And that's exactly why you're here, humbled? Maybe now you'll understand what betrayal costs." Her eyes filled with tears. I didn't want to hurt anyone. I shook my head. "Your actions hurt more than just me. Your reckless choices affected your employees, your clients, people who depended on you." Lily, her assistant, lingered nearby, silently observing. I could see her conflict, the loyalty she once felt to Elizabeth now wavering. A small part of me felt satisfaction at that. "I trusted you," I said softly. "I gave everything and you threw it away for, what? Daniel? A fling? A thrill?" Elizabeth bowed her head. I thought I loved him. I thought I needed freedom." "Freedom doesn't mean destroying someone else's life," I said, voice steady. "You've lost more than just me. Look around, your empire is fractured, your allies doubt you, your choices haunt you." She flinched at my words but didn't argue. Finally, she whispered, "I didn't realize how much I could lose." "And now you see," I said quietly. "Regret is a mirror, Elizabeth. You'll stare into it for a long time. Every decision, every lie, it reflects back at you." She swallowed hard. Do you hate me?" I paused. The truth was complicated. Part of me still remembered the love I had felt, the trust one had given. But anger and betrayal had reshaped me. "Hate? I don't think so. Disappointment? Yes. Sadness? Certainly. I wanted a life with you. That's gone. You destroyed it." Her voice broke. I'm sorry." "Sorry doesn't undo what happened," I said. but it does give you a chance to change. That's all I can offer now." I watched her leave, the weight of her failure heavy in the room. Then I turned to Lily. "See what happens when someone you trust becomes reckless?" She nodded quietly. "It's painful to watch, and it affects more than just the two of you." I leaned back, reflecting on the months that had passed, the betrayal, the planning, the silent victories. I realized revenge had filled me with control, but it hadn't healed the emptiness entirely. There was satisfaction, yes, but also melancholy. I murmured to myself, vengeance is never pure joy. It comes with a cost, a reminder of what was lost. Lily left me alone, and I gazed out the window at the city lights. Thoughts of Elizabeth lingered, mixed with the memories of trust and heartbreak. I whispered to the quiet office, "I'm stronger now, smarter, but still human, still feeling." The mirror of her regret reflected not just her mistakes but my own growth. Pain had sharpened me, betrayal had fueled me, and now I could move forward, cautious, aware, but no longer powerless. I closed my eyes for a moment. Lesson learned. Nothing changes who I am, unless I let it. And in that silence, I felt it, the faintest flicker of peace, the first sign that I could reclaim my life without being consumed by bitterness. The doorbell rang. My chest tightened as I opened it. Elizabeth stood there, coat in hand, eyes red but defiant. "Tom, please, I need to explain," she said. "Come in," I replied calmly, stepping aside. She hesitated before entering. I know I've hurt you. I didn't think you'd go this far." "I didn't go far," I said, closing the door behind her. "You set the stage. I just acted on reality." She swallowed hard. I made mistakes. I lost control. "I want you to forgive me." "Forgive you?" I asked, voice steady. "You betrayed me, Elizabeth. You lied for months, humiliated me, and now you expect forgiveness." I didn't mean," she started, but I cut her off. "Intentions don't erase consequences," I said. "You wanted freedom. You got it. You wanted control. That's gone. Daniel? Gone. You're bored? Restructured. Your empire? Fragile." She took a shaky breath. I didn't think it would be like this. I thought I could handle it. I thought I could." "You thought wrong," I said. "And now, finally, you see what happens when your choices have no limits." Her eyes welled with tears. "Please, I'll do anything. Just don't ruin me. Don't humiliate me further." I studied her, the woman I once loved, reduced to desperation. "I'm not here to ruin you. You did that yourself." "But I loved you," she shouted, voice breaking. Love." I interrupted softly. "Love doesn't cheat. Love doesn't manipulate. Love doesn't betray trust for a fling." She flinched, tears falling freely. I was selfish. I made mistakes. "And now you understand," I said quietly. "This isn't about punishing you. It's about reclaiming myself. You've lost what mattered to you because of your choices. That's enough consequences." She lowered her head. "So, it's over? You're done with me?" "Yes," I said. "It's over. And I'm done being powerless. Done being humiliated. Done letting your recklessness define my life." I never imagined," she whispered, voice trembling. "I never imagined you could take control like this." "I told you," I said. "Underestimate me once, shame me once. You won't underestimate me again." She looked up, desperate for any sign of softness. "Do you hate me?" I paused. Truthfully, I didn't hate her. I felt disappointment, sorrow, and a hardened sense of clarity. "Hate isn't the right word," I said. "I feel wronged, yes. But what I feel most is liberated. I've reclaimed my life." She shook, tears streaking mascara down her cheeks. I'm sorry, Tom. I really am." "I know," I said softly. "And that's all you get. Not mercy, not reconciliation. Just understanding that your actions have real consequences." She nodded slowly, finally accepting defeat. No more manipulation. No more pleading. Just the raw reality of her own mistakes. I stepped back, letting the weight of silence fill the room. "This ends today," I said. She remained seated, head bowed, and I finally felt it, a strange mix of vindication and emptiness. The revenge had been executed, justice served, but it didn't erase the pain. It only reminded me of my strength. I whispered to myself, I'm free, stronger, balanced, no longer a victim. Elizabeth lifted her head briefly, eyes meeting mine one last time. A silent acknowledgement passed between us, closure, final and unyielding. I opened the door for her to leave. Go, I said simply. Live with your choices. She nodded, stepped out, and I closed the door behind her. Alone, I exhaled deeply. Anger, sorrow, betrayal, they had all been acknowledged and finally laid to rest. I had reclaimed my dignity, my self-worth, and a part of myself I thought was lost forever. For the first time in months, I felt whole. The office was quiet, sunlight streaming through the windows. I poured a glass of whiskey, raised it to the empty room, and muttered, "To a new year, and a new me." The glass felt heavy, but it grounded me. I smiled faintly. No chaos, no betrayal. Just control. Just me. I walked past the desks once occupied by Elizabeth's staff, now reorganized under my direction. Lily glanced at me, eyes still wary, but she nodded politely. "Everything running smoothly, sir," she said. "Good," I replied. "Keep it that way." I sat at Elizabeth's old desk, staring at the city skyline. "I never thought I'd enjoy this view alone," I whispered. The memory of her betrayal hovered briefly, then faded like smoke. Mark called that morning. "So, how does it feel to own the empire?" he asked. I chuckled softly. "Empowering. Scary. Liberating. All at once." "Sounds like growth, not just revenge," he said. "Exactly," I said. I wanted more than to hurt her. I wanted to reclaim myself. I remembered Christmas night, her confession, the avalanche of humiliation and disbelief. I had replayed it over and over, feeling the raw edges of anger and grief. But now, every memory was tempered with clarity. Every wound had taught me patience, strategy, and strength. Rachel stopped by with the final reports. "Everything is stable," she said. "Your influence is complete. Elizabeth has no legal recourse." "Perfect," I said. "Thank you, Rachel. I couldn't have done it without your guidance." She smiled. "You were smart enough to listen and patient enough to wait. That's rare." I nodded. Patience is everything when you've been underestimated. Later, I walked through the office floor, speaking quietly to myself. Trust, loyalty, respect. That's what I'll value now. No games, no manipulation. Only clarity and integrity. I glanced at a framed photo on the wall, Elizabeth and me during a happier time. I touched the frame lightly. We were naive. I was naive. But I'm not anymore. The phone buzzed, an invitation from a former business associate. I smiled. Time to rebuild. On my terms. I poured another drink, leaning against the desk. The liquid burned slightly, but it grounded me in the moment. I survived betrayal. I survived heartbreak. I survived me. And I'm stronger for it. I raised the glass again. To honesty. To loyalty. To self-respect. And to moving forward. I remembered Daniel, arrogant and careless, now fired and exposed. Elizabeth, humbled and broken, finally realizing the cost of her choices. Karma, I thought, had played out quietly but perfectly. A deep calm settled over me. I had taken nothing violently, destroyed no one unnecessarily. My revenge had been precise, legal, and controlled. More importantly, I had not allowed the bitterness to consume me. The sun dipped lower, painting the office in gold. I looked around at the reorganized desks, the quiet hum of efficiency, and whispered, "This is my world now. And I'll protect it." I sat back, glass in hand, and allowed a rare smile to form. No one can break me again. Not betrayal, not lies, not anyone. Mark called again. "Ready for a fresh start, Tom?" "Absolutely," I said, voice calm but strong. "This year is mine. Finally, it's mine." I took a slow sip, savoring both the whiskey and the feeling of complete control. Elizabeth and her chaos were behind me. The lessons remained, carved into me, but they no longer defined me. I leaned back, letting the chair support me fully, and whispered, "I am not a victim. I am the master of my destiny." The city lights began to twinkle as evening fell. I watched them in silence, feeling a sense of completion I had not felt in months. Heartbreak, betrayal, revenge, they had all passed, leaving only clarity and strength. The glass touched my lips one final time. "Here's to the future," I whispered. "Mine, unshakable and free."